The importance of every day before you go to bed, make a lineup of the people that you spoke to or that you have your attention on that you want to be able to do business with the next day. That way you can go into your next day strategically and you're not going in blind. I've always recommended that an individual spend a great portion and majority of their day making sure that they simply outflow. Just get your list and work that list. These days, I've found that you do need a bit more creativity than in the past. And what I mean by that is your commitment is going to take place and then your creativity will follow. So you first got to be sold on yourself and in your ability to deliver. You always have to remember, as a new insurance agent, you know more than the average person because you have a license and they don't. I'm not saying you know everything about everything, and some people may still know more about it than you do. But what I am saying is that you know more than the average person, and you're going to have this conversation in your first few weeks, possibly more than they've had it in their entire life. That being said, you have to be sold on you. And then once you're sold on yourself, then you have to have the conviction that this person needed and wanted what you have to offer. And that you're just simply discovering if it makes sense and if it's going to be a good fit for them. If that's possible and if that's true, then you're going to be on the right track. If for some reason you don't think that you can deliver value to the person and make their situation better than when you walked into it, then just move on. But I would say on almost every opportunity, when you really know what you're doing, you're going to find that you can almost always add value in some capacity. I want to talk to agents out there who've been doing life insurance for quite a while, and you maybe carry a health license or you've thought about carrying one. If you want to look at two things that go together very well, I think we can all agree that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches go very well together. And with that being said, what is the peanut butter and jelly of final expense life insurance? Well, that's going to be Medicare. So if you have a life and health license and you want to make sure you can serve your customer better, one way that you're going to be able to do that is by exercising double appointments. Your final expense appointment and then making another appointment for the Medicare to stay compliant. These are ways where you're going to not only serve the client better, bring about better customer attention, but they're going to be more satisfied, which is really the most important thing that holds everything else together. So very specifically what I mean is the ideal scene. If you look at the ideal scene and compare it to the existing scene. Ideal scene is that they have every insurance product that they own with your office, with people that are in your office. You have a property and casualty, P&C person, auto and home, hurricane insurance. You have a person that deals with their auto strictly, homeowners strictly, final expense strictly, fully underwritten term, strictly that thing, only that thing. Fully underwritten whole life that builds cash value and pays a dividend by the company. Guardian, Mass Mutual, New York Life are all excellent high early dividend paying cash value life insurance companies where you can store your money for a future purchase, such as like real estate or something like that. You have your IUL, Index Universal Life, which people do claim is a great product in certain situations, and I haven't ever sold an IUL except a couple times. But hey, I would want someone that was an expert in that, and I would want them to manage that and do that. People want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust, with business and companies that they know, like, and trust. Who's going to be the best example of someone you know, like, and trust? If you have a home office, if you can deal with somebody locally, people love that. People always want to deal with people that they know, like, and trust, and that they can deal with locally, People always are looking for, hey, I want to do business with this guy because he's in my hometown and he's local to me and I know who he is, so I would love to work with that guy. Well, hey, I don't blame them at all. They can put a face to the name. Hey, if something goes wrong, they can get a hold of you. They're just going to come on down to your office and say, hey, this is the deal, brother. And then they're going to show it to you, and you can show it to them, and visuals can take place, and retention's going to be a higher quality. That you have local offices throughout the entire country would be an ideal scene, 100%. That is absolutely true. That you can have a local office in most major cities, and then now you're helping really create a true organization that's real throughout the nation, like a State Farm, a Nationwide, All States, a Geico. Have a presence. Have a presence virtually, locally, superior service and software. Those are all big, huge factors that matter.